and start my recording. There we go. Let us be off.
What did the math majors do on the forums? Just drop rates and stuff?
Apparently so. Spider wasp? That'd be terrifying. Alright. Tenzin, 2.
I, Tenzin, have arrived.
Let's bring out Korumaru. Because Korumaru rocks. Cast haste. And let's bring out a tank just for the hell of it. I doubt we'll need any of this. Alright, so we need to be in H10 while we are in G10 right now. We're supposed to be looking for our boulder. Bat wrap. Stag beetles. Bat traps. Okay, so we're supposed to be looking for a Guilon. There he is. Alright, we might have to
Hello,
talk to him
Guilon.
a few times here, so. Oh, no.
Whoa.
You can voice him.
Begone, trespasser! This land belongs to the knights. This land belongs to Count Tulum.
Easy peasy. I hit it for 803.
Alright, let's talk to him again. He says,
Cutscene.
How could you defeat? Come, strike me down. I am not afraid of death. There is nothing I could want more than to die in the service of my master.
Stop this foolishness.
Sir Livrance.
Do you truly feel your actions here today would please Count Frankmensch? Noble adventurer, please forgive this man. The Knights Mistel were once a proud family of knights, until certain happenings within the kingdom left the Count's name scarred with disgrace. The family vowed revenge, however. Without a target for that revenge, they were never able to prove their innocence, and their nobility was stripped from them. As you are quite aware, Sandoria is a country built upon honor. 30 years have passed since ill fate befell the Knights Mistel, but the contempt towards the family remains.
And now I'm just an old man.
What answers have you come in search of today? What do you wish to know of the Count? Ah! The multinational expedition to the Northlands. What were they searching for? I assume their purpose was to investigate the gates of paradise. Detailed information on the subject can more than likely be found in the Sandorian Cathedral. However, if they did exist, not even a Marcus, let alone a Count, could lay his eyes on the documents without direct permission from the Paps. Though things were quite different when the cathedral was led by the former Pass, Mushavat P. Kushel, had strong ties with Count Kofel. While the Count passed away many years ago, his wife, Hinari, still lives alone in their manor in southern Sandoria. Perhaps she knows something that may be of use to you. If you mention my name, she should be delighted to assist you. Take my words, adventurer, and in exchange for the forgiveness of this old man's sins, until we meet again. That chocobo. That was a bizarre Okay. Alright, so I guess we should head back to southern Zandaria. Let's see. Okay, head to southern Sandoria. Okay. Let's use our ring. Home point 4 is apparently the closest. That's pretty good, Kataro. It's nice that people go out of the way and figure out all this stuff. Silly used to spend a lot of time mapping out movement for creatures in Super Mario Brothers. He wanted it to be the Super Mario speedrun champion.
I like, I was just thinking of the other ones that have enemies in Chrono Trigger that you can, like, pass.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, I'd never go to
Home point 4. Yeah, I never go to home point 4 either. No, he did not, Kataro. Also, yes, well, you gotta realize, nerds, when they're online, they are basically the jocks of the internet. They complain that in real life they get beat up by jocks and other people, but online they do the same thing to other people. It's a vicious cycle of hatred. Alright, so we gotta go to... Oh, okay, that's quite obvious where it is. Ugh. Yeah, Silly, he's one of those people who used to go on music forums and beat people up over how dumb they were. Just typing all this hatred and starting shit with everyone, it was awful. Your link shell did that? That's horrible. Let's go upstairs first. Oh, I think we gotta talk to Hinari. I guess I can voice Hinari. You say you met with Luvas? How was the young fellow? I see. He rarely visits anymore. I have been so worried. If anything were to happen to him, my late husband would be devastated. The multinational expedition? Why, I have not heard that name for 30 years. Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. But then, my husband and I lived in a manor just outside the village of Lavole. Though I think the area is called Devoy now. There was a monastery in the center of the village. When Mishravat the Paps at the time visited the monastery, he would stop by our residence. I recall His Holiness mentioning that the expedition was called to ascertain certain information brought forth by the Bastocan government. At that time, the Humes claimed that there was a powerful force of some sort hidden deep within the northern Northlands, the Forbidden Northlands. Of course, the Paps could not fully believe the stories of those conniving Bastalkers. However, it was my husband who suggested that this powerful force could be the gates of paradise. Lady Hine, so you mean to say the cathedral had located the gates? Why, it is... Oh, how our little guest from Tavnasia has grown! And just look how beautiful you've become. I can assume that this adventurer is your acquaintance? I apologize for my intrusion, Lady Hinari. When I heard you speak of the gates of paradise, I could not control myself. It is all right, my child. I am just so overwhelmed. I never imagined that we would meet again. What has it been, 20 years? Yes, and I must again express my greatest thanks for kindness you showed me then. Oh, such a display of humility is not necessary. According to Mildorian Seguimel, you were a very special guest. I can still hear her words. Please welcome into your home the world-renowned minstrel, Lady Ulmia. You were still so young. I wondered how and when you had become world-renowned. It was then that you told me you were traveling with the cathedral as you wished to see Vanadiel. Again, I apologize. Yes, I remember now. Was there not another young lady with you? Oh, I'm so sorry. I was not thinking. I did not realize that she... No, that is all right. She is alive. She managed to escape the flames of war with me. Oh! It is so relieving to hear that another child of Vanadiel has been blessed by the light of the Dawn Goddess. Yes, things were much better 30 years ago, when both Mishavat and Mildorian were still with us. They would sit in the study with my husband and chatter till the wee hours of the morning, discussing the existence of the gates of paradise. Lady Hanai, would it be too much to ask what you know of the gates? The reason I have traveled from Tavnesia is to inquire with the cathedral on the subject. The explanation given to the masses was more vague and misleading than any other of my canticles. I have heard tales that the explanation was a message from Altana, given to the Papsks on his deathbed. However, I have also heard much to contradict this. Please, tell me if there is more to the story. Omia, paradise is a beautiful place. A magnificent place with neither death nor fear. When my village was attacked by the orcs, the bloody hand of destiny ripped my husband from me. The faith in paradise that the Paps instilled in me, that is what saved my life. You sing the words of the heart, Ulmia. You should know that truth is not always what saves us. But if it is the only thing that offers salvation, then there is nothing more important. Cardinal Mildorian told me that the courage to face truth is what ultimately saves us. The Cardinal said that? Very well. There is one thing that His Holiness mentioned when I visited him after he had fallen ill. I was forced to abandon the truth. Abandon the truth? The look on his face when he told me this was that of a man who was standing at the gates of the afterlife. I did not have the courage to ask him what he meant by his words. I cannot know if the truth was which the Pap spoke of had any relation to the gates of paradise. However, it was not long after this meeting that Cardinal Mildorian revoked her own nobility and disappeared from the kingdom. Now that I think of it, this event may have some relation with Moshevat's words. The Cardinal revoked her nobility? When did this occur? Nearly 20 years ago, of course. I believe it was just a few days after the orcs' surprise attack on the Marquisate. Did you not know? No, I did not. I thought Cardinal Mildorian was a victim of the assault. The last time I saw her, she was standing in Tavnesia as it crumbled and burned. It seems as if the light of Altana has blessed the Cardinal as well. Yes, it does. Lady Hinari, do you happen to know where she was headed after her revoking her nobility? That I do not know. However, I did hear that the cathedral has sent a knight to investigate her whereabouts. The knight's name is Luverance, one of the direct descendants of the former Knights Mistel. I say former because the family was stripped of its royalty years ago. It is said that Luverance himself was once a member of the Royal Knights. I feel like that conversation ended abruptly. Abandon the truth. Is that truth connected in some way with the gates of paradise? Or could it be something else? Truth of the expedition, perhaps? And Cardinal Mildorian. I never knew she was still alive. But if it is true, why has she not returned to Tavnesia? Has she forgotten about us? About me? Perhaps.
Yes.
Well, that ends the Sandorian leg. We now have to teleport to Winder's Waters. Alright, let's get the hell out of here.
How do we do that? How do we get out? Oh.
We fart.
My cat woke up and started sneezing.
Tell him not to do that.
Don't sneeze.
My cat's sitting beside her cat bed, just staring at me. Yeah, I see you. She's been being very rude these past few days when I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, yeah? Does she do what my cat does?
Start meowing in your ear?
No. My cat just, like, walks up to me and just sticks his nose in my face. Like, right onto my face. Like, repeatedly. And I'll push him away and he'll come back and do it again. It's like, hit me in the face with his whiskers or his nose. So I just grab him and stuff him into my blanket.
No, that's not as bad as what my dad's cat used to do to my brother. Winder's Waters. It doesn't say where, so we'll just teleport to the entrance. My dad's cat would use the litter box, and then he'd climb out and then he'd go into Robert's room and start tossing litter into his mouth. Happened more than once. So awful though.
And yet amazing. Hey.
You voiced the green and red one, I was the blue-haired one.
Okay.
Windurst!
Oh ho! Oh ho! So this is our homeland?
Nope! This is our daddy's homeland!
Yeah, you're wrong. It's our mom's homeland. Which means that this is our homeland too.
You're hopeless! The hell are these little bastards doing?
I'm kinda hungry.
Yeah, me too.
Let's go look for our father.
Who art in heaven? Hello.
Dad?
Daddy?
Our father would be a genius, just like us. Our dad would be powerful, just like us.
Our daddy would be someone really important. Unlike us.
Father!
Daddy!
Dad!
Alright, Lock, Shock, and Barrel. These characters crack me up.
They're the best.
Alright, so we gotta go to the Rhinoceros home point 3 on the south map of Winder's Waters. So
Excellent.
So but yeah, so he would also just use the litter box and then just straight up shove his paw in my brother's mouth. Yeah, he was a great cat.
So here, you take this.
I think we talked to this dude.
Obira,
Yeah.
or Kinpav Kapav.
Obier. I guess I'll try and voice him. What's that? You want to know about the Allied expedition? You can be Kanapa.
Irukiru, a researcher from the monastery, was the representative from Benhurst.
He was banished from the monastery and lost through his life somewhere in the Outlands. If you want to know more about him, you should have a chit-chat with Dr. Joran Oren in Winter 12. I'm not sure he'll be willing to tell you what Irakira was researching, mind you. It's probably super duper confidential information. I figured a tarot with a lisp would be funny.
You're funny.
You're
Oh.
funny.
Turn around.
Alright. So, we gotta go to Winder's Walls and talk to Yorn Oren. So first, let's find our home point. We got a home point 1 in Winder's Walls. Mike Tyson. Travel to the home point. Winder's Walls 1. Okay. Gotta go to his house at E5. Okay. Oh, okay, that's pretty easy to figure out. Quite literally called Yorn Oren's Manor.
Yeah, but where is it?
Up here.
Yeah, but where is that?
Vietnam. Alright, I guess I will voice Yorn Oren. Can I help you? I'm Yorn Oren, former Minister of the Renostri. Father!
Dad, we missed you! Daddy, your beautiful children are here.
What he? What is the meaning of this barging into people's homes? And why are you calling me Daddy?
You probably didn't know it, Father, but we were in Mommy's tummy when you were separated.
In Mommy's tummy!
And that's why we've been looking for you all this time.
Looking for you, Daddy! Why, Dr. Doodly, Yorn Oren, who would have thought you'd have such a cute tootlin' kiddly winks? You could be Shantoto.
So many children, you devious creature. We must have the Tower Times write up a feature.
I have no idea what's going on here. There must have been some sort of mistake.
Oh, you men are all the same. Not one of you ever wants to take the blame.
I understand Ethy now. Yes, I did travel to Amnesia once, many years ago. But that was only for the purpose of appraising a rare discovery. Pirates, thieves, and all kinds of treasure hunters had brought Ethy unusual items from all over the world to the market. These items had been hidden in a chamber beneath the Tavnasian Sacarium. I was led to that reliquarium, only after agreeing to never speak of the objects I would see. When we entered the chamber, I was asked to look at a frightening statue that had been dug up from goddess-forsaken labyrinth. Frightening statue? Well, spring spillingly spill it, man. What kind of slap-daddly statue was it? I'm not sure.
You were invited to the faraway land of Tavnasia, and you gave them a not sure. All I have to say is, what an amateur! An embarrassment to the ministers of Windhurst, an absolute disgrace. You've gone and smeared mud on our collective face. And now hear these poor fatherless children's wailings. Is there no end to your dismal failings?
I'm telling you, I'm not their father. And I was not called, Ethy, to Tabnasia to appraise the nature of that statue. My task was to discern thee where it had been excavated from by analyzing the traces of soil that still clung to its surface. And did you flang figurely out where the soil was from? Of course I did. It was silt from the bottom of the sea. From the Sea of Shumeo, I believe. The Sea of Shumeo? The inland-ified sea north of Juneau? Isn't that the body of water non-stoppingly notorious for ships sinking on even the calm, balmiest of days? It is indeed, Ethy. What's more, the statue is said to be found, Ethy, not in the sea, but deep, Ethy, within the earth.
What a fascinating tale, I must conclude. After unfurling this mystery, you are elated enough to start your own brood?
Would you give it a rest, Ethy? Do you see, Ethy, what you've done? My reputation is in ruins. Now explain it to yourselves. We're starving.
I feel faint. No energy to talk. I feel dizzy.
Fine! There's a restaurant in Windurst Waters. Come back after you've had something to eat.
Yay! Alright.
Food! Why me? What if a calamity? My pristine image has been sullied. No good at thee, no good at thee! I must restore thee my high standing in the community. That's it! The Mimeo Mirror. Its memory viewing powers are perfect for this situation. I'll use the mirror to show thee all my memories of Tabnasia. I'll prove thee my innocence to the world. Now, if I could just remember thee, the person who owned a Mimeo Mirror. I seem to recall thee a rather unpleasant personage boasting about his possessions a while back. Cometh thee yourself, Yorinorin. You're too worked up with thee to think straight. You're too worked up with thee.
The Miro.
At that point where you spoke there, I could understand why, because Santoro turned around at that
She
moment.
turned around and I was like, oh, is this me? Nope.
Alright,
She was too busy composing her rhymes to speak.
let's see here. Go back to Windurst Water, home point 4, to Timbers Tavern. Alright. Bonchacha?
She strolled around.
Okay, Windurst Water, home point 4.
I have that one.
You don't have that one?
Where is it close to? It's
Timbers Taverns.
oh, it's like down. It's the one on the bottom there.
I think so.
Okay,
wait.
so I will. Oh wait, no. I'll look for the one that I don't have. Oh, Timbers Tavern. So let's go to home point 1, and then I'll pick that up when we go over there.
Alright, I'll wait for you over here. This guy's name is Sex.
Okay.
Or would it be Setch? I don't know. I still don't see Silly coming along. There he is. I see him. I see her. Rabiri Tabiri. Chanta Chanta. Let's go upstairs. I feel like this is an upstairs type restaurant. Nope.
Defeated.
Huh?
Defeated by the restaurant. Timbers.
Alright, so we gotta talk to... What do we gotta talk to in here? I think it's... Kiyumi Rome. Yeah, Kiyumi Rome.
Look at these little baby Mithras. They're little.
Yeah. Let's talk to this dude here.
Wait, no, I don't want to click the table and play gambling games, so I want to talk to this person.
What's up? You have a question you want to ask me? Man on the spot? You want to know if the 3 Taro wearing a strange clothing were here while I was stewing over my stew? I did see 3 Taro with appetites almost as big as mine, if that helps. Oh, I'm stuffed!
I think I've gone up 3 belly sizes. I shouldn't have had that last roast arrow. Wow, I thought our number was up and that humongous dragon got his claws into us.
That big lizard left us without 2 gil to rub together.
You know, I've been thinking. I don't think that guy was our father. Nah, not our dad.
Nope, not our daddy.
Our father would be someone with a lot more cash. Yeah, our mom had that huge gem after all.
And that lovely fur coat.
Right then, let's go look for our real father.
Ready or not?
Here we come, Dad.
Ah, those 3 are amusing. And that's when they took off towards the southern parts of the Winter's Water. Alright.
Funny if you just like said the words munch you.
I was considering it. Like you and your nod.
I like the one thing in one video that you were doing, where she was like voicing Peanuts when she was speaking. It was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Alright, in the southern half, we got a house Honoi Gomoi from the back entrance at E7 in the southern half of Winder's Waters. Home point 3 is the closest. Luger Drive.
Good old Luger Drive. I remember him from back in the day.
Winder's Waters. 1.3 is apparently the closest.
Home point. Wait. So when are we doing the Shantoto expansion?
I haven't decided yet. Alright, so we have to go to... Let's see, Comin Bears. House of Homoi Gomoi, back entrance at E7. E7 is way over there. Alright, we got quite a track ahead of us here. Which isn't actually all that long, considering some of the things we've run into.
Yeah, right.
Quail Peo.
Oh.
That's okay, Cataro likes your Shantoto voice.
That's true. I'll have to do that voice. I have to remember it.
Alright, then we have to use the back entrance. So this one. Doesn't say downstairs or upstairs, so I don't know if we can get to this door. So maybe it is upstairs. Yeah, it has to be this one. Let's talk to Honoi Gomon.
Oh, no.
You can voice Honoi.
What do you want? This is the house of the ridiculously wealthy Honoi Gomoi.
Father! Dad, we missed you.
Daddy, your beautiful children are here!
What in blazes are you three traveling about, Aru?
You probably don't know it, Father, but we were in Mommy's tummy when you were separated.
In Mommy's tummy!
And that's why we've been looking for you all this time.
Looking for you, Daddy! I heard everything. I knew it was a good idea to follow these unnaturally hungry Tartaru in search of their long-lost father. This scoop is gonna mean another Pulitzer prize for the man on the spot. Welcome back. I cannot hear you, silly. Did you mute the volume again? Sorry, Discord giving some issues. I am now disconnected. Give me one moment, guys, we're gonna fix this. Seems like we lost connection. Yeah. Okay, hang on, we gotta set up a different thing here.
Oh, hello?
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Oh, it's working again. Okay.
Did something like, I had a message at the top of my Discord, but then it like went away. So now I don't know what it was doing.
Well, problem solved.
Okay, so scoop is going to mean another blah blah blah.
Okay, so
What's my part?
now just a darn second there, newspaper boy.
Now just a darn second there, newspaper boy. This is all your fault, you nonsense spouting troublemakers. What an annoying pit did you crawl out of?
We're from Tabnasia!
We were blown through the air over the seas and mountains. We came to meet you, Father.
Tabnasia? That former city, now big hole in the ground Tabnasia? I mean, I used to travel there quite often on business before it was destroyed.
You admit it! You've been to Tabnasia! And these three really are your children! Why does he keep leaving?
Let's get food, I guess. I thought I told you to hold on a darn second. You got the wrong Taru. On my trips to Tavnasia, I only ever met with the scoundrels in Artaphonet's band. Do you three know anything about Artaphonet's band of thieves? The name hasn't come up so often since the leader, Artaphonet, got himself executed. Executed. Just hearing that name was enough to make children wail in fear. A ruthless gang of banditeroos, if ever there was one. Because of my dealings with Artaphonet's band, the Tavnasian Cathedral put out a warrant for my arrest. I had no time for dates or dilly-dallying.
What a juicy story! Another scoop for the man of the spot. Oh my Gomai confesses to deeds unsavory.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You've got no proof. If you write any filthy articles about me, I'll have you thrown in jail for libel. Proof. Yes, where's your proof? Show me proof that I'm your father.
We don't have anything around here, Daddy.
We have proof in Tavnesia, Dad. But we don't have any money to get back there, Father.
You don't have the money to take an airship? I'll give you as much as you need. Just to get out of my house. Out!
Hold on a moment, sir. The man on the spot would like to ask you a few questions.
Why does this have to happen to me? I'll sue the pants off that journalist if he writes anything incriminating. What's that? Yorinoran said a Mimeo mirror could help clear up any doubts? I've got one of those. It's a little cracked, though. Take this to Yorinoran. He should be able to fix it.
Alright. Excellent. Now I think the next thing we have to do is head over to Yorinoran. Okay. Yeah, as I was saying last time, it's nice how the Final Fantasy XI expansions all kind of tie into each other rather well. Because, like, with WoW you had the Burning Crusade and then Wrath of the Lich King. Those two things weren't really related other than the fact that both were caused by the Legion.
Yeah.
But in this one you got the Zillart and then the Gates of the Goddess. And both of those can have a tie to the Shadow Lord. It's kind of cool.
I agree. I like it.
Or in your case, the Shadow Lord.
The Shadow Lord.
Alright, travel to another home point. We gotta go to, I think this was Windurst Waters? No, Windurst Walls. We want home point 1. Yes. That should be good.
Excellent.
Alright. You're an Orin.
No, you're an Orin.
You're an Orin.
Could you say such a thing? Oh. Sometimes I have trouble clicking tarot because they're so little. Their hitbox like all the way at the bottom on the ground.
Oh my god, I entrusteth you with a cracked mimeo mirror? But this is no goodeth if it's broken. No goodeth no goodeth Thinketh Yarnar, and thinketh I have it. To fix the mimeo mirror, we'll needeth a mimeo feather formed from a mimeo jewel. Better make that 3 of them. Adventurer, you must go to the Ottawa Chasm and obtaineth yourself some mimeo jewels. Then taketh them to the tippity top of Paradamo for the transformeth them into mimeo feathers. Remember, I needeth 3 of them. It will taketh all of your skills and more to accomplish this task, but I know you can do it. You musteth be able to do it. I needeth you to be able to do it. Okay. Why do I have to do it? Why don't you do it, you little shithead? Okay, so now we gotta go to Ottawa Chasm. I don't think we've ever been to the Ottawa Chasm.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here. I think we get there through the Maze of Shakrami. We've been there. Pretty sure we can teleport there.
Let's do it.
Okay, so... yeah, okay, so let's go to... the book, I guess, and teleport to the Maze of Shakrami. Yeah, Lady Reaper knows what's up. Thank you very much. This should be interesting. Alright. Let's just teleport to Sandoria, Northern Home Point 1. Pretty sure we got the book in Maze of Shakrami. If not, to Taronga Canyon we go.
That's right.
Oh yeah? How's that going? Okay, I don't know which one this will be, so... oh, not Cerrita Aragono, maybe? No. Kolshushu? Yeah, Kolshushu, Maze of Shakrami. Alright, so Chain 41. It's insane. Okay, so you see there on the map, we just gotta head up there to get to Ottawa Chasm.
No problem.
Should look in the right direction.
Should be easy.
Should be fairly simple to get up there. The rest of it, though, I have a feeling is gonna be fun to figure out. Been so long since we've been here. I think we've only come here like the once, right?
Yeah, I don't even remember it.
I think it was part of one of the Zillard missions. Or maybe even part of the story missions. By story, I mean the main city. Combat. Maze Maker. Well, they succeeded here, I guess. Carnivorous crawlers. Nope, I think I led us to a bad spot. There we go. Just gotta walk down that bone.
Nice bone. Good job.
Indeed. Pretty sure this is the room we were in anyway. Wonder what these skeletons are. Or were. You know what? I think we actually have to go up here.
Someone's getting mad that like the kill videos for the new Alexander Savage have been released so quickly, but then people are pointing out like they don't release it until at least 5 groups have killed it. It just seems like it's been fast.
Yeah. CJ says, "Silly, have you played the Fire Emblem yet?"
No, I don't. I don't have it yet. I have such a backlog of things that I need to finish. Like I need to put more work into Final Fantasy 13, and then I have a number of other stuff I need to play. I think just before I can even get into doing Fire Emblem, and Fire Emblem itself is usually such a huge undertaking. It requires a lot of time, so I have to like get to the point where I can safely do it. It'll probably be after I finish Bravely Default, and I have to really finish the previous Fire Emblem. I'm like in the thick of that game, but there's so much to do, and I always feel like I can only get a little bit done, and it's hard to play because if I put any attention to it, it's hard to watch what Mira's doing during lunchtime at work. So.
Indeed.
And that's more fun. So I have to like figure out times where I can pay attention to what's going on my DS instead of like playing Explorers where I can be asleep and still beat everything. What the heck is that thing? A hecta yes.
Heck yes. Okay, so I have no idea quite where we're going yet. We're supposed to be heading east, so towards the Paradomator. Is there another direction to head, or is this the only way we can go? This looks like the only way we can go. Damn hacked eyes. A flesh eater.
Nice.
It's cool to finally get to this area, huh?
Yeah, I like it.
Well, that's a decasm. You can see why it's called the Ottawa chasm. Okay, so it says at H9 and ending when you exit the tunnel, starting at H9 and ending at H10. So let's look at the map here. Okay. Okay, so that's where we are. We just finished down there in H10. Okay. Hug the left wall and travel north by northeast and make your way to the upper northern section of the map, clockwise direction. No idea what it wants us to look for. Okay, this is what it says. It says, hug the left wall and travel north by northeast and make your way to the upper northern section of the map, clockwise direction, and follow the left wall as it winds around down to the east. I'm going to look at a map. Maybe the map has what we're supposed to find on here.
The map is very
I see where we have to go. I see where we have to go. Let's go over here. You following me?
Yeah.
Excellent. Dim caves. What? How did we end up going backward the way we had come? I don't understand this place at all. Hey, we're in the world. It's morning. The sun is coming up.
Yay!
These bugs are called gallinippers. There's
What?
shamans here. What the heck is that?
Can you,
Huh.
is that being picked up?
Tracer
By my
antlion.
mic? Oh.
Oh no, I was talking about the tracer antlion we just saw.
Okay, good. Because someone is singing outside my room, so...
What are they
So-
singing?
I don't know. Whoa, those things are crazy looking.
Okay, now you need to shout outside your room and be like, shut the fuck up! Be like, you better stop singing before I break down this door and pummel your ass.
That's right, that's what I would do.
Exactly what you would do. Hello, antlions. Okay, so we gotta be heading this way. The heck is this? Why is there darkness blocking this path?
I don't know.
But I wanna go through here. That's just rude. I have a map, yes. It won't go through now.
Oh no, miasma.
I think this'll... Chasm lizard. Okay, so that's a dead end right here. Damn dead ends.
This is a confusing place.
Yes, it is.
What do we do? What do we do?
Okay, so we found out how to get in here. But now this miasma blocking here. Rude as shit.
No, miasma.
Rude as shit, yeah. Well, maybe we can go straight down and follow it around. Let's see here. Okay, so that's where we're making our way to. K9. But we didn't actually get any of the stuff that we were supposed to get either. Like, we didn't get any crystals, like any of the Mimeo jewels. Do we have to kill anything for those?
I don't know.
Fuck you, miasma. Looks like very little of you here. Why can't I break through?
Yeah, right? Come on.
It's really shit. More miasma down this way, it looks like. Yeah, fuck you.
Too much miasma.
Damn. I was hoping it would be like a path through. But apparently not. Did he kill before climbing? Okay. Hey, look, more miasma. What a joyous thing. Why do they insist on putting all these roadblocks? I just want to climb the mountain. Hey, look, more miasma. That didn't actually appear until I got close to it. I hate everything.
This is a difficult play.
Sometimes we're gonna get stuck with areas like this, which slows down the Let's Play. But that's
It's
okay.
like Devoy.
Devoy. Ugh, that place. That place was the scourge of our early playthroughs. And Doom Scorpion. And Ogre Flies.
So in Japan, Paladin's called Knight, and Bard is called Minstrel.
Interesting. Why don't they get with the times and call things paladins?
I don't know.
This is really taking us out of the way. Inuyasha. I never bothered to watch Inuyasha. Well, actually, I did try. It just was...
I watched Inuyasha way back in the day. It was pretty decent. It was alright.
Okay, so we're almost to K9. Do I have to hit some loose sand or something? Is that why they mention it? Yeah, let's head back here for a moment just to see if there's a way in right here. Because there's a path. Hello, Lady Satana. Oh, look. I managed to find more miasma.
Excellent. Good job.
Okay, so I wonder. Now we're beside this mountain. Is there something that we can run up? Like, is this a path here?
Maybe. Yeah.
Excellent. This is a very narrow path.
Don't make me fall off.
Okay, keep an eye out for loose sand. I found it. It's okay.
I fell off.
I'm there. The loose sand is around here.
I'll come back up to where you are.
No, I'm not anywhere. I'm still down here. Sand is at base of the mountain. So according to this map I have, it's north of where we are right now. Ish. Come with me, silly.
Mm-hmm.
Says that the loose sand is up here. The entrance is right here. Okay, so my thing says that the loose sand should be right around here. Is that about right? Up here.
Loose sand.
I see it.
It is, yeah. I don't know what I'm tabbing to, but
Let's see where the arrow is. Okay, so I lost sight of it from wherever I went there.
it's like in this area, but where is my cursor?
I see it. It's right here. Silly. I see the cursor, but we may have to go back down and around this way. Still have it targeted. Aha! I found it! Alright, so should we summon anything? I don't think we should have to. Let's fight it. Let's move a little closer. I'm standing literally on top of it here, guys.
That's probably why. Damn antlions coming out.
Bit scary looking, but not that tough. Okay, so now we examine it again. It keeps telling me I need to move a little closer, but I'm like literally right on top of it. There, I got a Mimeo Jewel.
Alright, Mimeo Jewel. Mimeo Jewel. Mimeo Jewel.
Okay, so do we only need one of these, or do we need like five of them? Cause
Like 3 or something each, right?
yeah, so we need 3. Okay. Okay, we have 30 minutes to reach the top before this thing breaks.
What? Do you have to like get it and go to the top and then come back down and get another one? Go to the top and do it.
God, I hope not. Alright. Oh, okay, one turns into 3 feathers. Okay. I see. So where's the best place to start climbing this mountain? Right here? That one leads to a dead end. Should we go this way?
I don't know.
Or I can fall. That's good too, I suppose. Wait there. Well, don't wait. You can keep running.
I'm waiting.
Alright, should we go left?
I went left. I don't know if it's a good spot to go up, but I went this way.
Looks like it. Let's keep trying. Fuck you, miasma.
Don't go that way. Turn around.
There's only miasma here.
So.
Alright, let's
go
try.
that way. Go back down and. What about this way?
Does that lead us to a dead end as well, or no?
I don't know. I'm going up these bones.
Walking up bones always seems like a sure thing.
Yeah. And then. Yeah. Wait, this might be. Okay, I don't think you can go up this. It's hard to tell if there's a path. I don't think there's a path that way.
I don't think there's a path this way either. But we can drop down to here and try this.
Okay.
It's leading us back down, unfortunately. Alright, that's alright though. There's more miasma.
What an asshole.
Oh damn, I fell. Okay, hang on.
Ugh. Yeah, so did I.
Did it force you to
Well,
fall?
someone said, yeah, kind of. Someone said like the east side. Use the map and go to the east side, and then.
Okay, it says. Northwest corner of K9, not far from the loose sand. Okay, so we gotta go back up there. You have to go through the miasma? Well, that's kind of rude. Okay, so the entrance point is somewhere up here. The northwest corner of K9. Okay, so just down here.
Here?
This looks like it. This is where we started before, so. No, not quite there. Gotta turn around and go across here. Okay, see.
So we go back to that place with the miasma?
I guess.
Um,
How long does it take for the miasma to disappear?
100 years. Is this the way?
No, exactly there.
Or should we go the other way?
Looks like the miasma's gone, so keep going.
Oh, you just ran past that as it came back. Oh my god. That's amazing.
So I did.
Like, I saw it sprouting as you ran through it.
Beginning to fade.
Oh, there's another one here. I don't know if this needs to fade too.
I
Or
imagine
if we
it
can
does.
go up. Can we go up there?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna go take a look while we wait for that to fade. Yeah, I don't think you can. I mean, I don't think you can really get up there.
Okay, so how long does it take for miasma to fade? I'm gonna check this here. You let me know if it fades.
Okay.
Okay.
The light from the Mimultual is beginning to fade. No.
Someone. Okay, this is a permanent vent. It won't disappear.
Oh no. So now what?
You very carefully fall off.
Oh really?
So it said, but it did not work the way I wanted it to. Or maybe
what
it did.
you want to do?
Hang on. Okay, there. You see what I did?
Yeah.
Let's try that.
Okay. There's another event here. Is that permanent?
It says it is.
So then you fall off again very slightly. Ah!
That's very nerve-wracking. Alright.
Oh hey, another set of bones. I assume that bones are good, and therefore you want to climb them.
Can't even get up there.
Got up
There we
for a
go.
second.
I did it. We could make this less narrow.
No. That would be no fun. What is this, Guild Wars 2? Jumping puzzles.
Be very careful while climbing up that part. The ledge is very, very narrow there. Okay, as far as this, I don't see where to go from here. You see anything back there?
No.
I see a
Do we
path
fall
below
down
us.
to that? Do we fall down to that path? But it looks like it ends over there, you know?
Yeah.
Can we go up this way?
Let's find out.
I don't think so. I don't think this goes anywhere. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it just stops. Over the rock. Okay, so there's a rock. Is he talking about over this rock and onto the other side of the rock? Like that. And then there's another miasma. It disappeared. Go. Oh, I'm stuck in a fucking thing. Okay.
Okay, keep
Now,
going.
now it looks like it ends here. So where do we drop down over this other rock, maybe?
Keep walking. Well, looks like we don't really have a choice. I don't like like this place. I don't like this place at all.
It's like this was designed to fuck with you because of how bad Final Fantasy XI's movement controls are.
Okay, this has to be a temp one. Ugh. Well, let's hope it doesn't take us too many. Oh shit, I haven't even paused this video in a while.